It is located in modern-day Cambodia. The Khmer Empire flourished from the 9th to the 15th centuries. This vast kingdom dominated much of Southeast Asia. Its rulers were powerful god kings known as Devarajas. They commanded immense resources and manpower. Angkor, the capital region, was a sprawling complex of cities, temples, and reservoirs. Angkor Wat itself was built in the early 12th century. It was constructed during the reign of King Suryavarman II. He envisioned it as his state temple and eventual mausoleum. This grand structure was dedicated to the Hindu god Vishnu. The Khmer Empire reached its zenith around the 12th and 13th centuries. This period saw incredible advancements in art, architecture, and hydraulic engineering. The Khmers built an intricate system of canals and barrages or large reservoirs. These waterworks sustained a large population and supported rice cultivation. This agricultural wealth fueled the empire's expansion and its ambitious building projects. Angkor Wat is the most famous of these projects. It represents the peak of Khmer classical architecture. Its scale and artistic detail are truly breathtaking. The temple was not just a place of worship, it was also an astronomical observatory and a symbol of the king's divine authority. The decline of the Khmer Empire began in the 14th century. Several factors contributed to this decline. These included internal strife, environmental pressures, and invasions from neighboring kingdoms, particularly Ayutthaya from Siam. Gradually, the capital shifted south towards Phnom Penh. Angkor was eventually abandoned to the jungle. For centuries, the magnificent temples were largely forgotten by the outside world. Local monks and villagers, however, continued to revere Angkor Wat. They maintained parts of the temple, preventing its complete ruin. This continuous, albeit reduced, human presence helped preserve much of its structure. The rediscovery of Angkor by Western explorers in the 19th century sparked global fascination. French naturalist Henri Mouhot is often credited with popularizing Angkor Wat in the West. His vivid descriptions and drawings brought the lost city to international attention. This led to extensive restoration efforts, primarily undertaken by French archaeologists. Today, Angkor Wat is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is Cambodia's most important symbol and a source of immense national pride. Millions of visitors travel each year to witness its grandeur. It remains a powerful reminder of the Khmer civilization's ingenuity and spiritual depth. This park covers over 400 square kilometers. It is a landscape of lush tropical forests, serene rice paddies, and ancient waterways. As you travel towards the main temple, you pass by other impressive, though perhaps less famous, temple ruins. These structures, like Ta Prohm with its giant strangler fig trees, offer glimpses into the scale of the ancient Khmer capital. The air is often filled with the sounds of tropical birds and the distant calls of cicadas, creating an immersive natural soundscape. Approaching Angkor Wat itself is an experience designed to inspire awe. The temple is surrounded by a massive rectangular moat. This moat is over 190 meters wide and has a perimeter of more than 5 kilometers. Crossing the wide causeway over this moat offers the first full view of the temple's western facade. The sheer scale of the structure begins to dawn upon the visitor. The water in the moat often reflects the sky and the temple, creating stunning symmetrical views, especially at dawn and dusk. The causeway, originally made of earth and later replaced with sandstone, serves as a grand ceremonial entrance, guiding visitors towards the sacred heart of the temple. Beyond the moat lies an outer enclosure wall. This wall stretches for over a kilometer on each side. It encloses a vast area that once housed a bustling city, complete with palaces, administrative buildings, and residences. Today, much of this outer city is reclaimed by forest, but the sense of space remains. Passing through the western Gopura, or entrance pavilion, one enters the temple proper. This Gopura is an elaborate structure in itself, adorned with carvings and towers. It frames the iconic view of Angkor Wat's central quincunx of towers, a site that has captivated visitors for centuries. The final approach involves walking along another long, raised pathway. This path leads through manicured lawns and towards the main temple structure. Flanking this pathway are 2 libraries, elegant standalone buildings of uncertain purpose. There are also 2 large basins, or reflecting pools, strategically placed to enhance the temple's visual impact. The sound of distant chanting from resident monks might reach your ears. The scent of incense often mingles with the earthy fragrance of the ancient stones and the surrounding vegetation. This multi-sensory experience prepares you for the spiritual and architectural wonders that await within the temple's inner sanctums. Angkor Wat is a masterpiece of Khmer classical architecture. This concept represents Mount Meru, the mythical home of the gods in Hindu cosmology. The temple is built primarily from sandstone, quarried from the Kulin Mountains. These mountains are located about 40 kilometers northeast of Angkor. The massive sandstone blocks were transported to the site, likely using a system of canals and rafts. The precision with which these blocks were cut and fitted together is remarkable. No mortar was used in the construction. The stones are held together by their own weight and incredibly tight joints. The temple's layout is a series of concentric rectangular galleries. These galleries rise in tiers towards a central sanctuary. The outermost gallery encloses a vast courtyard. The next two galleries are progressively smaller and higher. The innermost gallery contains the central tower, which rises to a height of 65 meters above the ground. This central tower is surrounded by 4 smaller towers, forming a quincunx pattern. This arrangement symbolizes the 5 peaks of Mount Meru. The galleries are connected by covered walkways and staircases. The intricate roof structures made of corbelled arches are a distinctive feature of Khmer architecture, creating a sense of layered complexity. The engineering skills of the Khmer builders were extraordinary. They managed to construct this colossal monument on a sandy plain. The foundation of Angkor Wat involved ingenious techniques to ensure stability. It is believed that the builders used a system of laterite blocks and compacted earth. The entire structure is perfectly aligned with the cardinal directions. The western orientation is unusual for Khmer temples, which typically face east. This has led to speculation that Angkor Wat was primarily intended as a funerary temple for King Suryavarman II. The setting sun in the west is associated with death in Hindu traditions. Every surface of Angkor Wat seems to be adorned with carvings. These include intricate floral motifs, geometric patterns, and narrative bas-reliefs. The apsaras, or celestial dancers, are a recurring theme. Thousands of these graceful figures are carved into the walls and pillars. Each apsara has a unique hairstyle, headdress, and costume. Devatas, or minor female deities, also feature prominently, often depicted in serene poses. The sheer volume and quality of these carvings demonstrate the incredible artistry of the Khmer craftsmen. The temple is not merely stone, it is a living tapestry of religious devotion and artistic expression, a true symphony. Stretch for nearly 800 meters in total length. The reliefs depict epic scenes from Hindu mythology, historical events, and royal processions. They were designed to be viewed in a specific order, leading the visitor on a clockwise circumambulation. This direction is typically associated with funerary rites in Hinduism, further supporting the theory of Angkor Wat as a mausoleum. The detail and dynamism of these carvings are astonishing. They provide invaluable insights into Khmer beliefs, culture, and daily life during the 12th century. One of the most famous panels is the churning of the ocean of milk. This epic scene from the Bhagavata Purana depicts gods, devas, and demons, asuras, churning the cosmic ocean. They use the serpent Vasuki as a rope, wrapped around Mount Mandara. Their goal is to obtain Amrita, the elixir of immortality. Vishnu, in his tortoise incarnation Kurma, supports the mountain. This panel is a dynamic portrayal of the struggle between good and evil. It highlights the central role of Vishnu, to whom the temple was dedicated. The carving showcases the skill of the Khmer artists in rendering complex narratives with clarity and power. Other significant reliefs include depictions of battles from the Mahabharata and Ramayana. The Battle of Kurukshetra from the Mahabharata is rendered with dramatic intensity. It shows warriors, chariots, and elephants engaged in fierce combat. Scenes from the Ramayana, such as the Battle of Lanka, are equally vivid. These epics were central to the religious and cultural life of the Khmer Empire. The reliefs also portray King Suryavarman II himself. He is shown in majestic processions, holding court and leading his armies. These historical scenes serve to legitimize his rule and glorify his achievements, blending the divine with the royal. Beyond the grand epics, the reliefs also offer glimpses into everyday life. There are depictions of markets, games, and domestic scenes. These details provide a rich tapestry of 12th century Khmer society. The carvings show different types of clothing, hairstyles, and weaponry. They also illustrate various animals, both real and mythical. The meticulous attention to detail in these carvings is remarkable. It suggests that the artists were keen observers of their world. The bas-reliefs of Angkor Wat are not just decorative elements. They are a vast stone encyclopedia of Khmer civilization, a symbolic universe designed to educate and inspire. Section 5. The Spiritual Heart, from Hindu Pantheon to Buddhist Serenity. Dedicated to Vishnu, one of the principal deities of the Hindu Trinity. King Suryavarman II, the temple's builder, identified himself with Vishnu. This was part of the Devaraja cult, where the king was seen as a divine ruler. The temple's architecture and iconography reflect this Hindu origin. The central sanctuary once housed a statue of Vishnu. The bas-reliefs predominantly depict scenes from Hindu epics and mythology. The temple mountain design itself is a representation of Mount Meru, the sacred abode of Hindu gods. For many years it served as the state temple and a center of Hindu worship for the empire. Over time, the religious landscape of the Khmer Empire began to shift. Buddhism, which had coexisted with Hinduism for centuries, gained increasing prominence. By the late 12th and early 13th centuries, Mahayana Buddhism became influential under King Jayavarman VII. He was a devout Buddhist and built many Buddhist temples such as Bayonne and Ta Prohm. While Angkor Wat retained its Hindu foundations, Buddhist elements began to be incorporated. This religious syncretism was common in Southeast Asia. It allowed for the blending of different beliefs and practices. The transition was gradual, reflecting evolving spiritual currents within the empire. By the 14th or 15th century, Angkor Wat was transformed into a Theravada Buddhist temple. This form of Buddhism eventually became the dominant religion in Cambodia. Statues of Buddha were added to the temple. Some Hindu carvings were even modified or reinterpreted in a Buddhist context. The central sanctuary, once home to Vishnu, later housed images of the Buddha. Monks took up residence in the temple, maintaining it as a place of worship and pilgrimage. This continuous religious use, even after the decline of the Angkorian Empire, helped preserve Angkor Wat from complete ruin. It remained a sacred site for the local Khmer people. Today, Angkor Wat continues to be an active Buddhist temple. Monks in saffron robes are a common sight within its ancient walls. They conduct ceremonies, offer blessings to visitors, and maintain shrines. The presence of these monks adds a living spiritual dimension to the historical monument. Visitors can observe Buddhist rituals and even receive a blessing. This blend of ancient Hindu architecture and active Buddhist worship makes Angkor Wat unique. It embodies a long history of religious evolution and adaptation. The temple stands as a powerful symbol of Cambodia's enduring spiritual heritage, a place where past and present faiths converge. Angkor, through the day, a canvas of shifting light and mood. Visitors gather before dawn at the western reflecting pool. They wait patiently for the first light to appear. As the sun begins to rise behind the temple's 5 towers, the sky transforms. It shifts through hues of purple, orange, pink, and gold. The silhouette of Angkor Wat against this vibrant backdrop is breathtaking. The reflection of the temple and the sunrise in the still waters of the pool creates a perfect mirror image. This moment is often described as magical and deeply moving. The cool morning air and the quiet anticipation add to the serene atmosphere. As the morning progresses, the temple awakens. The sun climbs higher, illuminating the intricate carvings and vast courtyards. The sandstone, still cool from the night, begins to warm. The soft morning light is ideal for photography. It brings out the texture and detail of the bas-reliefs. Fewer crowds in the early hours allow for a more contemplative exploration of the galleries and chambers. The sounds of the awakening jungle, the chirping of birds and the distant hum of activity replace the pre-dawn silence. Monks may be seen performing their morning rituals. This period offers a sense of peace and discovery, as if one is uncovering the temple's secrets anew. Midday at Angkor Wat brings intense tropical heat and bright sunlight. The sun stands high overhead, casting short, sharp shadows. The sandstone radiates warmth. While the heat can be challenging, this time of day reveals different aspects of the temple. The sheer scale of the structure becomes even more apparent under the strong light. The vibrant colors of the surrounding vegetation contrast sharply with the gray and golden tones of the stone. Many visitors seek shade in the covered galleries or take a break for lunch. The central towers, reaching towards the bright blue sky, seem to embody the temple's aspiration towards the heavens. As afternoon transitions into late day, the light softens once more. The sun begins its descent, casting long shadows across the complex. The western facade of Angkor Wat, which was in shadow during the morning, is now bathed in a warm, golden glow. This is an excellent time to appreciate the details of the main entrance. The temperature becomes more pleasant. The atmosphere grows tranquil as the day trippers start to depart. Sunset offers another opportunity for stunning views, though different from sunrise. The sky behind the temple might be painted with soft pastels, The temple seems to settle into a peaceful repose, preparing for the quiet of the night. Section 7. Echoes from the past, legends woven into stone. These tales have been passed down through generations. They add another layer of mystery and enchantment to the temple. One popular legend attributes the construction of Angkor Wat to divine intervention. It is said that the temple was built in a single night by the celestial architect Preah Pisnokar, or Vishvakarman. According to this myth, Indra, the king of the Hindu gods, ordered its construction as a palace for his son. This legend seeks to explain the incredible speed and perfection with which such a massive and intricate structure could have been built. Another common story involves the reason for Angkor Wat's unusual westward orientation. While scholars suggest it relates to Vishnu or funerary purposes, local folklore offers a different perspective. Some tales claim that an ancient king committed a grave offense. As a result, the gods turned their backs on him, causing the temple to face west as a sign of displeasure. Other versions suggest that the temple was originally intended to face east. However, during its construction, a powerful rival king magically turned it around overnight. These stories, though not historically verifiable, reflect the local imagination and the deep cultural significance of the temple. Legends also surround the apsaras, the celestial dancers carved throughout the temple. It is said that these beautiful beings were brought to life from the stone by the temple's divine energy. They are believed to be guardians of the sacred site. Some stories tell of ancient kings who could communicate with these apsaras. They would seek their guidance and wisdom. The intricate and varied expressions of the apsaras fuel these beliefs. Each carving seems to possess its own personality and story. These celestial figures connect the earthly realm of the temple with the divine world it represents. Historical accounts and inscriptions also contribute to the temple's narrative. The life of King Suryavarman II, the temple's builder, is intertwined with its story. He was a powerful warrior king who expanded the Khmer Empire. Inscriptions detail his military victories and his devotion to Vishnu. The bas-reliefs depicting his royal processions and battles provide a visual record of his reign. After the decline of Angkor, stories emerged of the temple being lost to the jungle. While it was never truly lost to the local Khmer people, these tales of rediscovery by Western explorers added a romantic element to Angkor Wat's history. These combined legends and historical facts create a rich tapestry of Angkor's past. Temple is part of the larger Angkor Archaeological Park. Visitors need to purchase an admission pass, known as the Angkor Pass. These passes are available for 1, 3, or 7 days. They grant access to most temples within the park, not just Angkor Wat. It is advisable to buy the pass the evening before your first visit. This allows you to enter the park early for sunrise without queuing. Remember to carry your pass with you at all times, as it will be checked at various temple entrances. Getting around the vast park can be done in several ways. Hiring a tuk-tuk with a driver for the day is a popular and affordable option. Drivers are usually knowledgeable and can suggest itineraries. Bicycles are available for rent for those who prefer a more active exploration, though the distances and heat can be challenging. Electric bicycles offer a good compromise. Licensed tour guides can be hired at the entrance or through hotels. A guide can provide detailed historical and cultural information, enriching your understanding of the temples. It is important to choose a reputable guide. When visiting Angkor Wat and other temples, respectful attire is required. This means covering your shoulders and knees. Visitors wearing revealing clothing may be denied entry to certain sacred areas, particularly the central tower of Angkor Wat, known as Bakan. Comfortable walking shoes are essential, as you will be doing a lot of walking on uneven stone surfaces. Bring plenty of water, especially during the hot season, which typically runs from March to May. Sunscreen, a hat, and insect repellent are also highly recommended. The best times to visit are generally during the cooler dry season from November to February. To avoid the largest crowds, try to visit popular temples like Angkor Wat, Bayon, and Taprom early in the morning or late in the afternoon. Consider exploring some of the less visited temples to experience a quieter, more intimate atmosphere. Allow ample time for your visit. Even a 3-day pass will only scratch the surface of what Angkor has to offer. Be mindful of the local culture and customs, do not touch the carvings, and always ask for permission before photographing monks or local people. By being a responsible and respectful tourist, you contribute to the preservation of this magnificent heritage site for future generations. Angkor Wat's legacy extends far beyond the borders of Cambodia. It is recognized globally as a symbol of human creativity and spiritual devotion. Its inclusion as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1992 underscored its universal value. The temple's architectural design, intricate carvings and sheer scale continue to inspire awe and wonder in all who visit. It stands as a powerful reminder of the achievements of the Khmer civilization. This civilization flourished for centuries, creating a unique cultural and artistic heritage. Angkor Wat is the most magnificent expression of that heritage, a true jewel of Southeast Asia. The temple's significance also lies in its ability to transcend time and cultural changes. Originally a Hindu sanctuary dedicated to Vishnu, it seamlessly transformed into a revered Buddhist temple. This spiritual adaptability has allowed Angkor Wat to remain a living sacred site for nearly 9 centuries. It is not merely an ancient ruin, it is a place of active worship and pilgrimage. This continuous spiritual connection infuses the stones with a profound sense of sanctity. The sight of Buddhist monks in their saffron robes meditating or chanting within the ancient galleries bridges the past and the present in a powerful way. Angkor Wat also serves as a potent symbol of Cambodian national identity and pride. Its iconic silhouette adorns the Cambodian flag. It represents the resilience and enduring spirit of the Khmer people. After decades of conflict and turmoil in the 20th century, Angkor Wat became a beacon of hope and cultural revival. The ongoing efforts to conserve and restore the temple complex involve international collaboration. These efforts highlight the global responsibility to protect such invaluable world heritage. The temple is a source of inspiration for Cambodians and a vital part of their cultural memory. Ultimately, Angkor Wat's enduring appeal lies in its profound beauty and the deep sense of history it evokes. It is a place where art, architecture, and spirituality converge on a monumental scale. Walking through its colonnaded galleries, gazing at the celestial apsaras, or watching the sunrise over its majestic towers is an unforgettable experience. It connects visitors to a distant past, yet speaks to timeless human aspirations for meaning and connection with the divine. Angkor Wat is more than just a temple. It is a journey into the heart of a lost empire and a testament to the enduring power of human endeavor. It truly is a wonder for all time.